In 2014, SSundee and Crainer would become the ultimate Minecraft duo, pulling in millions of views and uploading tons of hit video series, such as Sky Factory, Trollcraft, or the Golden Cobblestone mod pack. But after uploading one final video in 2019, they would stop making videos together, and their friendship seemingly came to an end. However, recently, Crainer would finally make a return on SSundee's channel. So in this video, I'm going to be taking you through SSundee and Crainer's time together on YouTube, discuss Crainer's return, and dive into what this might mean for SSundee's channel. This is my first video of 2026, so if you do enjoy, please subscribe so we can reach 10k, and without further ado, let's hop right into the video. It all began on August 10th in 2014. SSundee would have just over 3 million subscribers, but more importantly, on this day, he would upload episode 1 of a modded Minecraft series called Sky Factory, and this would be the first appearance of Mr. Crainer on SSundee's channel. At a first glance, viewers wouldn't really know what to make of Crainer, but as time would go on, everyone started to love him. In this series, they would advance episode by episode through the Sky Factory mod pack made by Bacon Donut. They'd start on a small island similar to Skyblock, and eventually turn that into a very large base. Honestly, it's pretty hard to explain, but in summary, it all stems from the tree they start on. After the first episode, they'd continue to upload plenty more. After episode 15 though, on November 18th, they'd also start uploading other Minecraft minigames, and the one I'm referring to was Grand Theft Auto in Minecraft. Shortly after this, they'd start another series where they'd complete Minecraft challenges to determine who's better at PvP. However, after only 2 episodes, this series would be abandoned, and on December 10th in 2014, taking its place would be the start of their Lucky Block series. SSundee would state that he didn't know if this would be a one and done type of video, or if it would be an ongoing series. But after seeing the amount of love people had for it, they would ultimately decide to keep it going. And although this first video would only feature normal Lucky Blocks, as they would record more and more of these videos, they would incorporate different mods, such as the Girlfriend mod, Mutant Creatures mod, and the Wither Boss mod. Alongside these other mods, on April 21st in 2015, one of Crainer's friends named Kian would begin making textures for said Lucky Blocks and also code in additional features and item drops. Starting with neon Lucky Blocks at first, all the way to Lucky Blocks with their faces on them. In this Lucky Block series, there were endless combinations and possibilities. And in a similar fashion, on April 16th in 2015, another series would be started called Who Wants to Be Alive Trivia, where another one of SSundee's friends, Ambrew, would be asking SSundee and Crainer Minecraft related questions, and whoever got said question wrong would be forced to click a random button, bringing them to a death trap in the game. Eventually, this simple concept would evolve into a much better series that you've probably watched, 100 Ways to Die. They were basically the same premise, but 100 Ways to Die was made in more of a game show style, and there were IRL challenges for the loser. Now, I know I said these last few series were very popular, but judging by some of the comments on previous videos of mine, the next few series I'm about to mention were way more beloved. One of which I'm referring to began on July 4th in 2015. This was Craft, another mod pack made by Kian featuring dozens of mods and over 112 pages of items. Unfortunately, this series would only last 52 episodes, but in the midst of Craft, on November 13th in 2015, they would begin recording the Golden Cobblestone mod pack. To put it mildly, they would have to complete a bunch of quests in a quest book to eventually reach Golden Cobblestone. And similar to the other mod packs, Crainer had to keep an open mind. After both Craft and the Golden Cobblestone ended, they'd hop right into another series known as Trollcraft, a mod pack that was created by Kian and one of their friends at the time named Zine. And this series wouldn't only feature SSundee and Crainer, but also Captain Sparkles. As the title would imply, they would be progressing throughout this mod pack and constantly be trying new ways to troll each other. And after 40 episodes, this series would also come to an end. However, around a month later, on June 3rd in 2017, they would begin one final series worthy of being mentioned. It wouldn't be as big as the others, but I personally still think it was a good one. The series I'm referring to was none other than Murder Run. The premise was somewhat similar to the Lucky Block challenges, where you'd buy items in order to fight. But in this, you'd be buying these items in order to survive. A killer would be chosen at random, and they would have to hunt down each of the players. The last player standing would become the next killer, and whoever had the shortest time at the end would be crowned victorious. Similar to the Lucky Block mods, there would be plenty of different themes. Now, in order to save time and get to the main point of the video, these are the only series I'm going to be discussing. But so I don't get totally flamed in the comments, I will mention that SSundee and Crainer did record plenty of other videos, not only on Minecraft but on other games as well. A few great examples being Pokemon Go, Hello Neighbor, and Overwatch. And up until 2019, they would continue to do so. But come September of that year, a Fortnite video would be published to SSundee's channel. Can I win rock, paper, or scissors in Fortnite? And little did anyone know at the time was that this would be Crainer's last appearance in SSundee's videos. For the last 6 years, this would be the case. But fast forwarding to January 4th of this new year, Crainer would finally make his grand return in a video titled Godzilla vs. King Kong in Among Us. After this video was uploaded, as you would expect, most of the comments would disregard the gameplay and only focus on the reunion. Alongside this video, Crainer would also appear in a few other Among Us videos, with the most recent one being only a few days ago. To be honest, after Crainer had vanished from videos for over 6 years, I don't think anyone could have expected this. But now that Crainer is back after all of these years, this just opens up lots of opportunities. For example, if they wanted to create a new Minecraft series like they would have back in 2016, judging by the comments, I think they'd have everyone's full support. Or even taking it one step further, a lot of you might also remember Lancey. In one of my past videos, I explained a whole dramatic situation between Crainer, SSundee, and Lancey, but in said video, I mentioned that Crainer had gone on a podcast and stated that he'd apologized privately to Lancey, and everything was forgiven. What I'm trying to get at here is that this reunion could be taken even further by having a series with this trio. I'm not saying that it would ever happen, but then again, if you would have told me a few months back that Crainer would be returning to SSundee's channel, I would have called you crazy. But something else I wanted to talk about in this video is related to that video I made a few years back. In that video, I went over said dramatic situation, and although it was publicly said that Crainer was forgiven by Lancey, a lot of the comments that were left on that video were people just bashing Crainer. I know I should have stated this originally, and a few months back I'd even updated the pinned comment, but I still feel like I have to mention this. If you came from that video or are going to watch it, I just ask that you please don't send hate to Crainer or anyone mentioned in said video, as the things that took place were well over a decade ago. At the end of the day, everyone makes mistakes, and that's what makes us human. But with that being said, that's gonna wrap up this video. Do you want Crainer and SSundee to continue making videos with each other? Let me know down in the comments. And if you did at all enjoy this video, please leave a like and subscribe. And with all of that out of the way, have an amazing rest of your day, and I will catch you all in the next one.